A wonderful day, grade 9 students! Welcome to Valenzuela Live Science 9, where learning is fun. Are you ready for today's fun-filled learning experience? But wait, before we begin, let me give you some reminders to observe during our live discussion.
Use your real name. Choose a workspace that is suitable for learning. Take down notes during class. Use the comment box appropriately. And respect one another.
Now please get your learner's module in science, your pen, and notebook. If you're ready, let's begin with a review of your past lesson. We'll play a game entitled Guess My Name. In this game, you will just guess the word or words being described by the given statement. You have 10 seconds to type your answers in our comment box. Are you ready? Let's begin!
This is number 1. The weather conditions prevailing in an area over a long period. Type your answers now. Time's up. The answer is climate. Next. The state of the atmosphere at a place and time. Type your answers now. Time's up. The answer is weather. Next. The angular distance of a place north or south of the Earth's equator, usually expressed in degrees. Type your answers now. Time's up. The answer is latitude. Next. The area of the mountain in which the wind blows. Type your answers now. Time's up. The answer is windward. This is the last question. The clockwise and counterclockwise rotation of ocean current is caused by a phenomenon called blank. Type your answers now. Time's up. The answer is Coriolis effect. Did you get all the correct answers?
Amazing, grade 9 students! Now, let us proceed to our learning objectives. For today's session, you are expected to describe certain climatic phenomena that occur on a global level. We will also answer the following questions. How can we relate climate to meteorological phenomena in the Philippines? What are the different climatic phenomena that occur in the global level? How does increasing carbon dioxide affect global temperature? How can we differentiate the greenhouse effect from global warming? And what are the sources of greenhouse gases? Exciting, right? Before we start our discussion, let us have a short game first. In this game, you will identify the word or words being described by each picture. You have 10 seconds to type your answer in our comment box. Are you ready? Let's start.
What is this word? Type your answer now.
Time's up. The answer is typhoon. Next, what do you think is this word? Type your answer now. Time's up. The answer is flood. Great. Next, what do you think is this word? Type your answer now. Time's up. The answer is drought. Amazing! And for the last one, what do you think is this word? Type your answer now. Time's up. The answer is extinction. Amazing, grade 9 students! Those pictures that you saw and those words that you identified are some of the effects of climate change. To understand how climate change affects us, let us first discuss the climate in the Philippines. Can you guess from these scrambled letters the two types of climates in the Philippines? If your answers are tropical and maritime, you are correct. According to the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration or PAGASA, the climate of the Philippines are tropical and maritime. It is characterized by relatively high temperature, high humidity, and abundant rainfall. The average temperature of the Philippines, except in Baguio, is 26.6 degrees Celsius. Humidity refers to the moisture content of the atmosphere. Due to high temperature and the surrounding bodies of water, the Philippines has a high relative humidity. Rainfall is the most important climatic element in the Philippines. The average annual rainfall of the Philippines varies from 965 to 4,064 millimeters annually. The Philippines has also two seasons: the dry season from December to May and the rainy season from June to November. The climate and location of the Philippines both contribute to the occurrence of different weather disturbances such as storms and typhoons. Please observe this table by the Asian Disaster Reduction Center about the number of tropical storms affecting the Philippines and the number of storm deaths by decade. What can you observe? That's right. As the year goes by, there is a significant increase in the number of storms and typhoons that occur in the Philippines. Also, there is an increase to the number of deaths caused by these typhoons. The occurrence of extreme weather disturbance such as strong typhoons are one of the effects of climate change, which is experienced not only in the Philippines but also in other parts of the world. Please look at these pictures. What do you observe? I will give you 10 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. Great observation, students! These pictures show the dangerous effect of climate change that we are experiencing right now. The melting of ice in the north and southern part of the earth, the rise of sea level, forest fires, and strong typhoons are just some of the effects of climate change. But what does climate change mean? Climate change refers to any significant change in the measures of climate lasting for an extended period of time. Climate change includes major changes in temperature, precipitation, and wind patterns among other effects that occur over several decades or longer. One of the major causes of climate change is the increased levels of atmospheric carbon dioxide that leads to the increase of Earth's temperature. Take a look in this graph. What do you observe? Correct. As the level of carbon dioxide concentration increases, global temperature also increases. This drastic increase in atmospheric carbon dioxide concentration started during the 1800s, when the Industrial Revolution came in. More emission of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases threatened all living things. Countries became more dependent on fossil fuels. But burning of fossil fuels is one of the main sources of carbon dioxide emission. But how does carbon dioxide really affect the global temperature? In the atmosphere, we have what we call greenhouse gases. These gases absorb and emit radiation within the thermal infrared range coming from the sun. Carbon dioxide is one of these gases, together with water vapor, nitrous oxide, methane, and chlorofluorocarbons. Greenhouse gases is the fundamental cause of the greenhouse effect, a warming that results when the atmosphere traps heat radiating from the Earth towards space. The higher concentrations of greenhouse gases and carbon dioxide in particular is causing extra heat to be trapped and global temperatures to rise. How does the greenhouse effect occur? Let's watch this.
First, solar radiation reaches the Earth's atmosphere. Some of this is reflected back into space. Second, the rest of the sun's energy is absorbed by the land and the oceans, heating the Earth. Third, heat radiates from Earth towards space. Fourth, some of this heat is trapped by greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, keeping the Earth warm enough to sustain life. Fifth, human activities such as burning fossil fuels, agriculture, and land clearing are increasing the amount of greenhouse gases released into the atmosphere. This is trapping extra heat and causing the Earth's temperature to rise.
Greenhouse effect is the reason why the Earth is warm enough to support life. But excess greenhouse gases cause what we call global warming. Global warming refers to the recent and ongoing rise in global temperature near the Earth's surface. Global warming causes climate patterns to change. Another thing that contributes to global warming is the depletion of the ozone layer. Ozone layer is a thin part of the Earth's atmosphere that absorbs almost all of the sun's harmful ultraviolet light. The greenhouse gas chlorofluorocarbons or CFCs causes depletion in the ozone layer, creating holes in it. Thus, more harmful UV rays can enter the Earth's atmosphere. Now, let's talk about the sources of greenhouse gases. Carbon dioxide emissions mainly come from burning organic materials such as coal, oil, gas, wood, and solid waste. We all know that carbon dioxide is an important part of photosynthesis. Plants, especially trees, absorb carbon dioxide, but due to deforestation, the number of trees in the environment are decreasing, contributing to the increase of atmospheric carbon dioxide. Methane is produced by decaying materials in the landfill, coal mining, oil drilling, and leaky gas pipelines. Nitrous oxide came from fossil fuel combustion, wastewater management, and industrial processes. And last, chlorofluorocarbons or CFCs came from aerosol sprays, blowing agents for foams and packaging materials, solvents, and refrigerants. In 1987, the Montreal Protocol on Substances that Deplete the Ozone Layer was adopted as an international treaty to eliminate the production and consumption of ozone-depleting chemicals such as CFCs. With this, in the year 2010, CFCs were phased out in the market. And now, to check if you understand our lesson about climate change, I will ask you 5 questions and choose if your answer is in letter A or letter B. You have 10 seconds to type your answer in the comment section. Are you ready? Let's start!
This is number 1. It refers to any significant change in the measures of climate lasting for an extended period of time. In letter A, climate change. In letter B, global warming. Type your answer now. Time's up. The answer is A. Climate change. Next. A gas in the atmosphere that absorbs and emits radiation within the thermal infrared range. A. Ozone layer. B. Greenhouse gas. Type your answer now. Time's up. The answer is B. Greenhouse gas. Next. It refers to the recent and ongoing rise in global average temperature near Earth's surface. In letter A, global warming. In letter B, greenhouse effect. Type your answers now. Time's up. The answer is A. Global warming. Next. A greenhouse gas produced from burning organic materials such as coal, oil, gas, wood, and solid waste. In letter A, carbon dioxide. In letter B, methane. Type your answer now. Time's up. The answer is A. Carbon dioxide. And for the last question, a greenhouse gas that can cause ozone layer depletion. A. Nitrous oxide. B. Chlorofluorocarbons. Type your answer now. Time's up. The answer is B. Chlorofluorocarbon.
Did you get all the correct answers? Great job, grade 9 students! Always remember, students, climate and location of the Philippines contribute to the occurrence of weather disturbances in the country, such as typhoons. Climate change refers to any significant change in the measures of climate lasting for an extended period of time. Increasing the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere causes an increase in global temperature. Greenhouse gases absorb and emit radiation within the thermal infrared range. Greenhouse effect is a warming that results when the atmosphere traps heat radiating from the Earth towards space. Global warming refers to the recent and ongoing rise in global temperature near the Earth's surface. Greenhouse gases came from various sources such as burning of fossil fuels, coals, landfills, and industrial processes. It is time for us to answer some questions about our topic. This is the first question. When did climate change become a global problem? Well, previously, climate changes are attributed to very small variations in Earth's orbit that alters the amount of solar energy our planet receives. However, at present, climate change is considered a major environmental, social, and political concern that prevail as a result of human activities. This is the second question. What are the main indicators of climate change? Based on the comprehensive research conducted by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, of the USA, there are 10 indicators of climate change. 7 indicators are rising: air temperature over land, sea surface temperature, air temperature over oceans, sea level, ocean heat, humidity, and tropospheric temperature. 3 other indicators are declining: the Arctic sea ice, glaciers, and spring snow cover in the northern hemisphere. Thank you, grade 9 students, for watching today's session in Valenzuela Live Science 9. I hope you learned and enjoyed this session. Again, this is Miss Lolita Cornelius, your science teacher. Take care. God bless everyone.